As a forensic scientist, I've been trained to pay attention. I observe things that no one else sees. And this information tells me everything about you. By mixing my forensic training with mentalism,
How did I not see that?
What is your name?
I can get inside your mind.
It's just like it's gone, yeah?
Are you kidding me? Come on.
Rather than leaving you wondering how it's done,
Yes!
A little freaky. It's crazy, for sure.
I'll reveal the science behind my craft.
Your face moved down, then up.
But some of the techniques I use are tricks of the trade.
How the heck did you do that?
So you're gonna have to figure those out for yourself.
I think he's sort of like a supercomputer. Whoa.
I have spent the past 17 years studying people. I observe, notice, deduce.
Hi.
Hi.
You're Amy, right?
Yeah.
It's right on your cup. You run, yes?
Yeah.
But you have ruptured your Achilles heel at some point.
How did you know that?
Yes? Perfect. Just yes or no, do you have pets?
Yes.
Okay, excuse me. It's mice I'm getting. No?
I feed it mice.
That's why I'm getting mice, right. It's python you have.
Yeah.
You do,
Did
yeah?
I wash my hands?
No. But you did have spaghetti and meatballs for dinner last night.
Oh my god.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. And would you wear that type of shoe to work?
No.
I pay attention consciously and let my subconscious do the work. She was in Grand Central Station at 2 p.m. on a weekday. This clearly means that she works shifts.
You must be a nurse.
You're spot on.
Awesome.
He knows so much. It was bizarre. It was shocking.
So that's what I observed. And if you pay closer attention, you can figure out the rest. If you believe your thoughts are safe inside your head, you're dead wrong. I can predict your behavior, I can manipulate you, and I can mess with your mind. My genuine inspiration for all this stuff was at 8 years old reading a book about a man called Sherlock Holmes who had the ability to look anyone up and down and seemingly know everything there was to know about them. I'd pretended to be him, and this is the funny thing about pretending. If you pretend for too long, eventually you can find ways to make it real. What I do mixes observation, mentalism techniques, science and psychology to read people's minds. Some of the themes I'm going to be looking at involve detecting lies, how to clean out a casino, debunking psychics, and anything else that seems completely irrational to the everyday human logic and thinking. In this episode, we'll dive into memory. I've come to New York City and its 8.4 million minds to test the boundaries of human memory. What most people fail to see is our memories are often revealed in fine detail right across our entire bodies. The raising of a shoulder, the slight twitch of a lip gives me all I need to extract their memories with alarming accuracy. What I would love you to do for me right now is to think for me of a random memory. So in your mind right now, do you have something you'd be happy for me to guess?
Yes.
Perfect. Would you mind, if it's okay, taking your glasses off just for this? I want you to focus your entire attention on me and nothing else. Imagine seeing yourself feeling the way that you felt during this memory. The foundation for this is in my fascination of a work of a guy called Dr. Paul Ekman, who studies micro-expressions and his ability to look at someone's facial reaction and work out, based purely on the muscle movements, what emotion they're expressing. Your face moved down, then up here. So I'm guessing something's, I don't want to say sad because both sides didn't move. It's only this one side here. Yeah, so it's like feeling a bit embarrassed, yeah? In the case of Terry, I could tell he was embarrassed. I could feel the heat from his face and the blood rushing to it. I'm then asking the right line of questions to begin to deduce what sort of memory they're thinking of. Go back in your mind to the start of this memory and play it all through. Are there people there that you maybe don't know? Is that
Possibly.
possibly right? People there that you don't know suggests to me that you're in a location where it's a public environment. Is this something that you feel has happened to other people?
Yes.
And have you seen it happen to these people?
Yes.
Is there some detail of this memory that you can now picture beyond what I've just said so far?
Yes.
One key thing. Terry, I'm going to give you a clipboard here.
Okay.
And I'm also going to give you a marker. The thing that you're imagining, is it something solid or is it something quite flexible, would you say?
Solid.
Solid, okay. And let's both now draw the thing that in your mind you are imagining. And when you've done, just hold the clipboard up against your person and hand me back the pen. In my mind, I imagined you either walking into something or tripping up.
Tripping up.
Tripping up, right. So would you mind showing what it is you've drawn? Okay, what is this?
Cell phone.
A cell phone, and what's happened here?
The screen has cracked.
Screen's cracked. So you've been walking and tripped up and you've dropped and the screen's broken, which is interesting because what I assumed...
How the heck did you do that?
I'm not psychic. In my opinion, psychics are bullshit. You're wonderful. Thank you very much for your help.
That's excellent.
In reality, we all have way more in common than we'd like to think.
Whoa, that is crazy.
I think if I was them, what element for me, based on the questions I'm asking, would stand out? Are there people there that you maybe don't know? Is that
Possibly.
the thing that you're imagining, is it something solid or is it something quite flexible, would you say? And in the case of someone feeling embarrassed, being in public and having people around them that they don't know, clearly, statistically, they're going to be walking down the street. And in this day and age, we see people every single day walking down the street, texting, not paying attention. It's going to be an iPhone.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow. You hear about this in comic books and on TV shows, but to actually get it done to you in real life, it's kind of scary.
We rely on our memories to guide us through the day. Recall tasks we want to accomplish, and we hardly even give it a thought. But why do some of us recall our memories so clearly, while others struggle to remember even the simplest of things? I'm going to show you a technique that I utilize to recall my memories with depth and detail. All I need is a carnival carousel and 50 random strangers. The reason we have invited you here is that we want to test the limits of human memory. You each have a board and a marker pen, and I'm going to ask you to write a word, nice and big on there, now. My challenge will be to commit all 50 words to memory in just 1 minute. Once the horses start getting up to full speed, as soon as I say now, that's when you turn the board around so that it's in my eye line. Right, guys, if I can ask you... Right, guys, thank you very much for doing that. Before we do this, can I just have you, would you mind just checking there are no earpieces? Just have a look. No. Nothing, and thank you for stroking as well. I'm just happy that okay, good, right. Just check again. No, just let me make sure I can see everyone's face to match it up with, yes. Blender? Television, toilet, no, I'll come back. Pillow, no, okay, I'll come back to you guys. Toaster, yes, right, back on track, relax. Cat, yes. Towel, tractor, coffee, lighter, we'll get a little bit faster here. Milk, sunshine, Justin Timberlake, sidewalk, Michael Jordan, television again, clock. and then it's watch. Yes. And then we had water, and I'm gonna come back to you. Keep yours hidden just now, okay? Squirrel? Whoopi Goldberg? Yes. Then you had Linkin Park, and your L looked quite funny, so it took me a second. Yeah, it was like a Z, yeah. You wrote Matt LeBlanc. Yes, Matt LeBlanc. Rat. Running, alcohol, rabbit. Not rabbit. Okay, keep it hidden. You two over here, though, I think I know what I've done. I think I've got you the wrong way around. You have pillow, you have toilet. Yes, good, right. Right. Oh, alcohol, not rabbit. Oh, then I think I'm not gonna get it. Would you mind keep yours hidden, but would you turn it? Tiger! Oh, right, okay, that's my fault. Meaning then, keep yours hidden. Because as much as I said word, when I saw it, I smiled, but you wrote a number, yes? Is this your phone number? Yes. Yeah, the first 3 digits of your number are 917. Yes? Yes. I'm glad that you don't even know as well. That's, it's 917376. Yes? If you can just get your phone out and turn it off silent for a second. Okay. So that if this works, everyone knows that it's definitely right. But I'm now dialing the number that I believe you've written down, your phone number. Suspense.
Yes.
Yes! Spot on. Guys, give yourselves a massive round of applause. Thank you very, very much.
I kept trying to figure out how he could have cheated, but there was absolutely no way.
The average human brain can memorize 5 pieces of information at any one time, yet you've just witnessed me memorize 10 times that amount. Almost. But it isn't a trick, it's an ancient technique. I'm simply entering my memory palace. In my mind, I have created a space based on Wayne Manor and the Batcave, which I've now become incredibly familiar with, allowing me to place different items on the spaces that I know are always going to be there. In your mind, if you imagine opening up the front door to your house, the first thing that you see there may be the staircase or a table. If you picture the new piece of information that you want to remember on that thing, when you think back to that location, you will remember that piece of information as well. It's easy to explain why we remember things and why we forget them. What's trickier is something in between. People think that memory works like a camera and that to recall something is as simple as rewinding. That simply isn't true. Your memory is very fragile and completely malleable. For example, if you think back to what you had for breakfast, chances are as you picture that, you'd imagine watching yourself eat. Now we know that's impossible, so you have just created a false memory. So how much of your memory is real and how much is illusion? The idea of inducing a false memory in someone is very easy to do, given the right environment and circumstances. To prove my point, I've assembled a lineup of 6 people on a roof. Each is holding a card with a different number. 2 witnesses will come in to view the lineup before describing the guilty person to a forensic artist. Normally you would go in and have to spot the person who you thought committed it. Yes. Slightly different today. I am going to tell you who committed the crime. Now don't say this out loud, but just read that and remember for a second, okay? I've told each of them that suspect number 3 is guilty. But let's see how susceptible our witnesses are to the misinformation I plant in their minds. Memory can sometimes become a little bit confusing in a sense that if you try to remember too much at once, as you know, it can be difficult to store all that information. And this almost then is all about you trying to do as much as you can for yourself to remember all the details. What I'm going to have you do is go off and meet our forensic artist. Okay, and all I'm going to have you do is describe facially that person, the guilty person, to them in as much detail as you can. Make sense?
Absolutely.
That's too tall.
Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Now remember, Zach and April were both asked to describe suspect number 3.
A little bit more rounded as opposed to squinty. Yeah, looks actually about right.
But on the roof, I tried to distort their memories, hoping they would describe an entirely different suspect.
Here we go.
Zach, I'm going to ask you to fold up the printout Put it in your pocket, make sure no one goes anywhere near that or touches it. Follow me back up to the roof and we'll just check how accurate you've been, okay? You have a photo with you of someone that you were asked to remember.
I do.
Wow, right. Who would you say that it looks most like? Which number?
2.
Person number 2.
Yes.
This wasn't the person I had asked you to remember.
Should I look
Open
at
it
it?
up, yes. The person in position 3 is guilty.
How did I not see that?
And I need to be honest with you. This demonstration wasn't to test how good you are at remembering things. It was actually to test how good I am at making you misremember things. And you've done absolutely perfectly, April.
I felt like I couldn't trust my eyes. I thought I saw what I was seeing, but it turned out I wasn't.
If I could just ask you to stand here for a second. And just before I take this from you, this is exactly what you've come up with, yes?
Yes.
Yes. And just looking at that right now, how close would you say that is to person number 3?
Not at all. Not
Not at
close
all.
at all. I hate to say it, but that's me.
Say that again, so
That's me.
you've drawn yourself?
Yeah.
So based on the false memories that I implanted in you earlier, you have just incriminated yourself from this lineup.
I believe so, yeah.
And Zach, that's quite terrifying, so thank you very much. What I do affords me massive control over everyone I meet. In this instance, I made an innocent man incriminate himself in a crime that he did not commit.
I definitely think like I need to go home and take a nap and like figure out like what just happened to me.
So, why did our witnesses go so wrong? Well, using abstract language, guided imagery, and repeated prompting, I implanted false memories. Misinformation is everywhere, and by literally tapping into how suggestible people can be and using key triggers like the words you and to, I can make you believe these events actually happened. And this almost then is all about you trying to do as much as you can for yourself to remember all the details about that person that you can take in. If you try to remember too much at once, as you know, it can be difficult to store all that information. So, you still think you know your own mind? Delve into the human psyche, unlock its secrets, and think carefully. Anyone could be listening.